In this video, I'm going to be showing you 10 Agent, a comprehensive conversational AI framework that's designed for real-time multimodal interactions. 10 Agent allows you to deliver low latency and easily interruptible voice responses, support for multiple languages and platforms, including C++, Go, and Python, and comes with built-in real-time communication for both audio and video. 10 Agent is an open source framework that you can use as the starting point to build out your AI agent applications. Some of the key features that are built in within the platform is both its responsiveness, its latency, as well as its ease of interruption that makes building AI agents a smoother experience. So just to give you an idea on what you'll be able to do with this, let's say you want a voice agent with the OpenAI real-time API. You can easily connect and integrate with basically all of the different top speech-to-text models, LLMs, and text-to-speech models that are out there. You can go ahead, select it. You can even choose your language depending on the setting that you choose. In this case, I'll just say English. We'll connect here, and then I can begin to have a conversation. If I just say, hello, how are you?
Hey, I'm 10 Agent. I can speak, see, and reason from a knowledge base.
I'm going to show you the voice storyteller with image generation. And effectively what this does is it's going to stream in the voice. And then as soon as it detects your intention to generate a photo, it will use that as a function call and invoke that and put it on the screen for you. So you can imagine that you could use this for a ton of different use cases where you'll basically be able to talk to the computer, and based on what you say or do, it will perform an action or update the UI or whatever it might be. So if I just go ahead and connect here.
Hey, I'm Storyteller. I could tell story based on your imagination. Say hi to me.
I'll say, generate a photo of a dragon for a children's story.
In a magical forest, a friendly dragon with sparkling scales and big, gentle eyes smiled warmly. Vibrant flowers bloomed around him, and tall, whimsical trees swayed in the breeze. What do you think this dragon's name should be?
In this video, I'm going to show you how you can set up a 10 agent and begin to build out your own voice AI agents that you can deploy and use for whatever use case you might have in mind. First off, you can head on over to the repository, and I always encourage you for open source projects to start that repo. And also for the link that I just showed you, if you're on the GitHub page, you can also access it right here. Now, there is also a Discord community. If you do have any questions, you can join that just like you see on the GitHub repository here. Why use 10 Agent? Well, if you've tried to integrate something like the real-time API from OpenAI or a number of these speech-to-text or text-to-speech models, you would have known that there are a lot of different pieces that you would have had to set up to make this work seamlessly. So effectively what 10 Agent has done is essentially abstract away a lot of those harder pieces of having to build out voice AI agents. You can really use this for any application that you're thinking of. So whether it's a voice AI assistant, if you just want to have something to talk back and forth to, if it's an emotional companion, we're starting to see those use cases crop up. If you want to have your agent leverage computer use, that's another potential use case. And the list really goes on. Like if you're trying to learn a new language, you could use this as a smart home assistant, or if you want to use it for something like a call center or whatever it might be. The main thing to consider is the framework is completely for free. It's open source. You can pull this down and you'll be able to integrate essentially whatever different models that you want to, and be able to have these pre-built modules for speech to text, LLMs, as well as text-to-speech to quickly enable these conversational experiences and build out your AI agents. There are some prerequisites in terms of getting started. The great thing with this is just about everything that you're going to use, you will be able to get a number of free minutes per month to integrate this. And like I mentioned, you will be able to swap some of these out for whatever different services that you want to use to configure this. I'm going to quickly show you how to get all of the different keys to get set up and pull this down locally on your machine. The first one that we're going to set up is Agora. Within here, as soon as you sign up, you'll be able to get 10,000 minutes per month for free. If I go over to project management and I go over to create a new project and I say 10 agent, then you can just select whatever use case it might be. Within here with testing mode, you could grab the app ID, but in this case, we're going to grab the secured mode API and token. We'll go ahead and submit that. Once we've done that, we can go over to the configure tab, and in just a moment, we'll grab the ID as well as the app certificate. So next we can head on over to platform.openai.com/API keys. We can go ahead and we can generate our API keys. In this case, I'll just call it 10 agent. We'll create our key. And then once we have that key, keep it up on screen. We'll grab that in just a moment. Next, we're going to log into DeepGram. And again, you'll be able to get some credits for this as well for free. Once you're within DeepGram, you'll be able to just create your API key just like that. Finally, we're going to grab our API key from Fish Audio. Within here, you can just go and click your account. We're going to go over to the API tab. We're going to go to API keys and create a new secret. Once you have those, just make sure that you do have Docker installed and that you do have a recent version of Node.js installed. Make sure that it's at least Node version 18 or higher. Once you have that, we do have some pretty humble system requirements. Hopefully you'll be able to use this on your machine. Next, if you have a Mac with one of their silicone chips, what we're going to do within Docker is if you open up the desktop app, we're just going to uncheck this use Rosetta for x86-64. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're just going to pull down the repository. So you can use whatever IDE. I'm going to be using Cursor in this example. You can use VS Code or Vim or whatever you want. So I'm just going to git clone the repository. Next, what we're going to do is we're just going to follow the next steps within their documentation here. What we can do is we can just go ahead, we can copy our environment variables over. Now we see this .env, and within here is where we're going to plug in all of those different environment variables and values that we just got in the previous step. For instance, within here, you can just look for all of the different values that we just grabbed. You can go ahead and plug in your OpenAI API key, and then finally also your DeepGram API key. Once you put in all your environment variables, we can go ahead and Docker compose up. This will just take a moment to pull everything down, and then once it's set, we'll be good to get started. Once we see that everything is running, we can go within the container, just like this. And then within the container, we can go ahead, task use. Once the agent has been built, you can just task run, and now we can see that the server is running at this specified port. Once that's done, you'll be able to access the playground at port 3000 and you can start to configure your agent. If I go ahead and go to port 3000 here, I can allow every time I'm visiting. It's detecting my microphone. And additionally, within here, we can begin to configure our agent. For instance, I can select the craft that we want to use. If I select the voice assistant, for instance, I can go ahead and connect here. We can see that the agent's connected. I can say, hello world. Now we can see that the agent is actually working. You can see as I'm speaking, it's transcribing all of the different words that I'm saying. And then as soon as I stop, it will go ahead and respond. Now, just to touch on the interface, because this one is slightly different than the hosted interface. So within here, you can see the different graphs that you can choose from. Now, additionally, what you can do is you can also select these different extensions here. For instance, we have Agora set up. And then for speech to text, we also have DeepGram. So if you want to configure the language or the model or the sample rate, if you want to change the quality up or down, you can do that all within here. If you want to change things like the greeting, the max tokens, all of those types of things can overwrite the model string that you have in the environment variables if you'd like. Additionally, you can configure your text to speech within here. For text to speech, we're using Fish Audio. We have the model ID that we're using, and we can also configure some of the options here as well. Now, the really neat thing with extensions is that this is where you can build your voice AI agent for just about any application. Within here, there's the example for the weather API tool within Python. Now, if you want to add different extensions, what you can do is within the project, and then if we go within the packages here and we go to extensions, we can see all of the different extensions that are pre-built within here. There are a ton of pre-built extensions. Say if you want to have a voice application that has access to be able to search the internet, you could use something like the Bing search tool. Next, if I select a voice assistant, for instance, within here, I'll be able to see the different speech to text models that we have access to. So in this case, we're using DeepGram speech to text. We can also change out the different large language model. You can go ahead and switch that out. You can use Bedrock, Gemini, Cozy, or DeFi as well. And the great thing with some of these options is if you aren't familiar with DeFi, for instance, what you'll be able to do with this is you'll be able to have a GUI where you can build out these agent workflows where it can go through and perform whatever functionality that you like, and it will go ahead and return that result for you. That makes it really easy to build out these AI agents because you can do it all within a visual interface. Additionally, within here, we do have it set up with Fish Audio, but you can swap this out for 11 Labs, Cartesia, Poly, Cozy, Minimax, or Azure text-to-speech, basically regardless of the different services that you want to use. And the thing to note with this is these services are constantly changing. We see new releases from model providers, speech-to-text providers, as well as large language models constantly. So being able to have a platform that's both flexible and robust will allow you to have a good basis for building out these applications. But the really neat thing with this is you can set this up in a way where it's really up to you how you want to configure this. Now, the other amazing thing with this is this whole application layer, you can go and edit all of this. If you just search for the different components that are within here, you'll easily be able to find it within the project. And effectively, what you're going to be able to do is you can think of this template as the starting point, but you can use this and change it to be whatever you'd like. It could be something where you generate a children's story, where every night, for instance, you could be reading a story to your child and have images pop up and have it be an interactive experience. It could read a story back to you, generate pictures along the way. There are just a bunch of really neat applications within this. Another thing that was really impressive that I found is they actually set this up in a way where you can stream in both your camera as well as your screen. What you can do is you can go ahead and select the screen that you want to share. If you have a model like the Gemini models, for instance, that support the feature to stream in video, you'll be able to do that all within this environment as well. And honestly, if you haven't used that feature before, within Google's AI Studio, it is very cool and it is a really great way on how you can learn things, especially if you have questions about programs or websites or what have you. It is a very helpful resource. Without a doubt, 10 Agent is probably the best place on how you can get started with building a voice AI agent. There are a ton of different options within here. It doesn't restrict you on having to use one LLM provider or one speech to text provider. You can basically use whoever you want to build out your AI agent. Finally, I just want to give you a really quick visualization on effectively what I demonstrated here. This is the architecture of what I showed you. On the front end, we had the playground. This would be your application layer of whatever you're building. If you're building a user app, this is going to probably largely fit within the playground here. Now, what I showed you primarily is this front end component. This is the web app. And within here, we have our UI layer, like I showed you. And depending on the request that we had from our UI layer, if we were updating the graphs, if we were setting things like the configuration, that would be setting to this port here, where it would go and internally write to our property JSON file. But alternatively, if we're sending requests, like we're actually asking and talking and conversing with that AI agent, it's going to send to our web server. And within our web server, that's going to be what interacts with the agent architecture. And like you saw, this can be set up with a variety of different combinations of whether it's speech to text, LLMs, text to speech, or those real-time APIs. In a nutshell, this is effectively the framework that you can build on top of. You can take this Docker image, layer within it, and then ultimately be able to send those requests to the backend architecture that is already set up. It's probably one of the easiest ways on how you can get started with building a voice AI assistant. But otherwise, that's pretty much it for this video. If you found this video useful, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Otherwise, until the next one.